Malaria is one of the most common infectious diseases on Earth, killing more people each year than any other disease. According to the World Health Organization, 300 to 500 million people develop malaria each year, and 1.5 to 3 million, mostly children, die. This is equivalent to a city the size of San Diego or Denver being eliminated every single year. Today, malaria is mainly a tropical disease affecting people in the areas shown here. Malaria is a protozoan parasite transmitted to people by the Anopheles genus of mosquitoes. Mosquitoes need fairly warm, wet climates to survive. The climate range in which the parasites and the mosquitoes can live is already quite large. As the climate changes, even more of the Earth will become habitable by malaria-spreading mosquitoes. Notice the climate change on the coasts of North America. As the climate gets warmer and wetter, a path is opened from areas of Mexico that currently experience malaria infections, potentially all the way to the Canadian border. A similar bridge could be created between the Indian subcontinent and the European mainland. With no cold winters to stop them, malaria-carrying mosquitoes may reach population centers in North America, Europe, and Asia by the end of the century, newly exposing hundreds of millions of people to malaria infections. The connection between malaria and climate factors can be complex. In a place like the Brazilian Amazon, for example, precipitation and local geography play a role in malaria. This next sequence shows the relation between monthly rainfall and malaria incidence from 1996 to 1999 in the Brazilian Amazon. Note that an increase in rainfall, represented by the bluer colors, is sometimes associated with an increase in malaria, represented by the higher peaks. Analysis reveals this synchronous relationship between malaria and rainfall is more common in the uplands or south-central Amazon basin, where rain can create new breeding grounds for mosquitoes. In other areas, an increase in rainfall is sometimes associated with a decrease in malaria. This inverse relationship appears more frequently along the Amazon River and in areas with more wetlands, where fresh rain can wash away mosquito eggs and larvae. Malaria incidence in the Brazilian Amazon depends on a number of climate and geographical factors, not just the broad changes in climate that result from global warming. The relationship between human activity and climate change is seen on a global scale. Yet changes in malaria infection patterns can result from human activity on a local scale as well. One of the most common human changes to the environment is the destruction of forests. Over the past decades, much of the Peruvian rainforest has been destroyed. Deforested areas are visible here as long light stripes in the forest. Researchers working in this area have found a strong correlation between deforestation and the biting habits of malaria-carrying mosquitoes. This data represents the actual biting rates of Anopheles darlingi, the primary malaria-carrying mosquito in this area. The frequency of mosquito bites decreases with the amount of forest cover. This line shows the likelihood of low biting rates relative to the amount of forest cover. As forest cover goes up, the likelihood of low biting rates goes up as well. In areas with little forest, biting rates seem to be much higher. Malaria-carrying mosquitoes are sensitive to environmental conditions. As human activity changes the environment on a global and a local scale, mosquitoes will respond. Climate change will have many effects beyond changes in the day-to-day weather.